All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing from Michigan. Up front, Jeffrey Vickery and Jeffrey Radke on the front row. Ryan Johnson and Kyle Spees have the second row. Patrick Anderson and Mike Miller on the third row. Keith Fonseca and Jeff Ramsdell in the fourth row. And Kevin Bernheimer and Joshua McKinney rounding out your top 10. Dalton McKinney starts in 11th with Michael Gitchell in 12th. 13th is Luke Smith, Wally Babb in 14th, Corey Stahl in 15th, Dave Gilbert in 16th, Joel Brewer in 17th, Brandon Kiger in 18th, Sean Long starts 19th, and Richard Crane in 20th. 21st is David Scott, Mike Toomer 22nd, Joe Turkle in 23rd, Matt Pelletier in race control will not be in 24th. Then you have Shane Ledoux and Chris Edwards rounding out the field here tonight. 25 cars take to the grid here. Everybody getting them fired up here. Jeffrey Vickery will be the lead them out of pit road. Everybody on the grid now. The pace truck is rolling. Here we go. They'll get lined up out on track. Looks like we have one truck that has not gotten rolling yet. Interesting turn of events here. And still has not gotten rolling. Looks like that is Corey Stahl. And Corey drops to the tail end. Good evening to the Threat Level Motorsports team out here tonight. Pace car bringing them around, getting ready for the green. Nobody warming the tires or clearing the debris off of them. Everybody lining up, ready to go. Pace truck will bring them around one more time as there looks to be a little confusion toward the back. All the drivers making sure they get sorted out where they're supposed to be. Now there is another competition going on in the background as these drivers are bracket racing 3 nights a week for a butt kicker at the end of the season. Huge shout out to Butt Kicker for providing the league with that. Tonight, Keith Fonseca and Michael Gitchell, round 2 of their week. Gitchell won the first one. Joshua McKinney, Kevin Bernheimer also battle. McKinney won the first of that week. Jeffrey Ramsdell, Jeffrey Radke, Ramsdell coming out on top. And then Dave Gilbert and Joe Turkle Dave Gilbert coming out on top earlier in the week. However, Gilbert will not be here tonight, so whichever one of those drivers comes out on top tonight is going to be the one that advances into the next week's bracket. Looks like everybody is stacked up, ready to go. Pace truck is in. It is time to go racing from Michigan. Green flag is out there, down and away. We saw during practice turn 1 on cold tires. Really, the exit of turn 2 can get very sketchy very quickly. Vickery quickly out front. Ryan Johnson looking to the bottom for second. Joshua McKinney on the move. That is one driver that got knocked out of the playoffs last week. He is just looking to get to victory lane as they're 3 wide for the lead already. And Kyle Spees sends it deep into turn 1. A little bobble coming out of 2, but he holds it. Jeffrey Vickery comes out to second. Johnson still on the bottom. Joshua McKinney stuck in traffic. A lot of trucks back behind. Now back. Oh, we're getting them spread out. They're going to fight down the front stretch. Looked like some aggressive moves were coming, and we do have a few in the back as they're 3 wide. The 36 of Richard Crane, the 31 of David Scott battling, trying to make their way forward. Sean Long in the 84 up 5 spots, as is Richard Crane and David Scott. Dave Gilbert now up to 10th, up 6 spots. Last time by, though, Joel Brewer, the fastest on track as they come through the draft. And everybody is battling for that lead right now. Ryan Johnson looks to the bottom. I'll think about it, Kevin. Mike Miller, Jeffrey Vickery battling it out as well. Kevin Bernheimer right behind. A lot of 2 wide through the turns, or through the straightaway, but 3 and 4 wide through the turns. These guys are getting aggressive early on, and these trucks are getting loose early on. Ryan Johnson goes to the lead for the first time. Johnson getting a big push now from Kyle Spees. He leads his first lap. Caution is out for the first time on lap 5. And it looks like Richard Crane is involved. Oh, Crane ends up hard in the wall. The 36 is with him. See if we can get another angle and find out what happened to Crane here. Looked like he was trying to move up the track to avoid a car shooting down. A rough start to the night for a few drivers. Now the drivers only have 4 total sets of tires here tonight, so 6 laps in. we are unlikely to see anybody stop for tires, but fuel stops could be something we see here. Mike Toomer, who was also involved in that on pit road for repairs. Toomer got some heavy damage in that one. Trying to get a look at Richard Crane's truck. Not as bad as Toomer's, but still has some right front damage. This is a very aero-dependent track, so expect to see him on pit road. Now the question is, how many drivers come in for fuel here? Looks like Ryan Johnson is going to lead him down. Quite a few staying out, though. Patrick Anderson, Kevin Bernheimer, Dalton McKinney. Let's see if we can get a word with our new leader. Hey, Patrick is Doug up in the booth. You got me? Patrick Anderson, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. A lot of cars hit pit road, but you're staying out. I know fuel probably the biggest concern here, but are you worried about these guys coming out on fresh tires, coming flying by?
Yeah, I was gonna worry about that when you stay out, but I don't know. I just figured lead a lap, and I don't know. I got some speed, so let's just see if the strategy works out.
Well, you were one of the faster cars in practice, and definitely carried some of that speed over here tonight. Can you keep it up front at least until those fresh tires get to you?
I don't know. No, Kevin and Dalton, they're fast. Brandon, he's fast. So everybody that's up here right now is quick. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, man, good luck tonight. It's been an eventful race so far. A lot of action on track.
Yeah, it's busy. Definitely busy.
You guys look like you have your hands full tonight as well.
Yeah, they're a little loose. They get a little touchy. So, I mean, you're definitely driving them.
Well, man, hang on to her. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Patrick Anderson stays out along with several others. The top 9 stay out. Everybody from 10th on back has been to pit road. But it looks like the vast majority of the guys who hit pit road, fuel only. Joe Glover out here cheering on Wally Babb tonight. And since they're packed back up, getting ready for the green, Kevin, get ready, bud. Take an earbud out. Let's have a little fun on the restart. When the pace truck drops in, I'm going to stop talking. You guys crank it up. Let's get a little bit loud tonight. Here we go through 3 and 4. Pace truck gonna drop in. Patrick Anderson in control on the restart. Pace truck is in. Crank it up, y'all. Definitely the most fun you can have on track, listening to all those big horsepower engines go flying by. Dalton McKinney has slipped by into the lead. It's 3 wide for third there. Door banging. Well, Bernheimer gets into, looks like Brandon Keiger. Caution back out, lap 10. Look like a lot of door banging going on there. Let's take a look. We've heard him talk about how loose the... Oh! Looked like Keiger came up, bumped into Bernheimer. They started bouncing, and Keiger came out on the losing end. Dalton McKinney now in the lead. Patrick Anderson in second. Points leader Jeffrey Radke now up to third. Bernheimer in fourth. Brandon Keiger all the way at the tail end of the field. Did have a small impact to the front of the truck. You can see the nose was pushed in. Likely going to see him down pit road for repairs here. Might see some guys. Yep, we've got Patrick Anderson, David Scott, Dave Gilbert, Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, Michael Gitchell on pit road this time. The top 5 still have not been to pit road yet. Dalton McKinney, Jeffrey Radke, Kevin Bernheimer, Wally Babb, and Corey Stahl. And do the guys on pit road this time take tires or just fuel? Looks like about half of them taking tires. Patrick Anderson, Dave Gilbert both taking tires, as does Brandon Keiger and Richard Crane. Watch for those 4 trucks to come charging up from behind. And lap times start falling off here at Michigan pretty quickly. More importantly, though, the handling with the fresh tires is going to help these guys get through all that traffic ahead. Keiger still on pit road getting repairs. He's going to roll out now to maintain the lead lap. Lights go out on the pace truck. They begin to stack back up side by side. Dalton McKinney, Jeffrey Radke on the front row. Kevin Bernheimer, Wally Babb on the second. Corey Stahl, Jeffrey Vickery, Jeff Ramsdell, Joe Turkle, Kyle Spees, and Mike Miller round out your top 10. But remember, 4 trucks at the back of this field have fresh tires. Chris Edwards on fresh tires in 14th. Then back in 21st, Patrick Anderson. At 22nd, Dave Gilbert. Richard Crane, Brandon Keiger likely on fresh tires as well. Pace car gets ready to drop in. iRacing pace truck is on pit road. Dalton McKinney controls the restart. He's in the zone. Green flag back in the air. McKinney gets a great restart, pulls a little bit of a gap on Radke, the points leader. Wally Babb and Kevin Burnham are battling for third. Babb up on the high side. Babb has the momentum advantage off turn 2 and is going to clear as they head into 3. Now Corey Stahl looks up to the high side. Shane Ledoux in 15th, up 10 spots from where he started. He's starting to make some moves. And Patrick Anderson on those fresh tires, making moves on the high side, bringing Dave Gilbert with him. Keith Fonseca just cutting through traffic. The tail end of the lead pack, Ryan Johnson hangs on, a little bit of a gap. Ryan just set the fastest lap of the race. Ryan finding the perfect draft position, perfect partner, and whoa! David Scott gets loose through 3 and 4, loses a lot of speed, but hangs on to it. These trucks are definitely much more of a handful than they were just a few weeks ago. Dave Gilbert now up to 18th. Patrick Anderson at 21st. Shane Ledoux now back to 19th. He had made his way to 15th, but there is so much going on. Guys are losing several positions or gaining several positions in a single straightaway. Dalton McKinney, meanwhile, back to the lead. Radke, though, looking underneath. Points leader out of turn 2. Can't get the run. Tucks back in. Wally Babb up to third now. Corey Stahl, Jeffrey Vickery, Kyle Spees still battling it out mid-pack. Vickery in 4th, Spees 5th, Corey Stahl in 6th. Jeff Ramsdale also hanging on. And Joe Turkle is on the move. He's up 15 spots now into 8th. The top 3 are the only ones that have not pitted. Now they could go as many as 21 laps on the tank of fuel. Caution laps for 2 cautions will have extended that. I would expect to see those 3 trucks in, though, in the next 8 or 9 laps. A lot of activity mid-pack. One guy gets a run, one guy loses a run, and everybody swaps positions as we go 3 wide off of 4. And right now, the top 3 or 4 are the only ones not battling. Dalton McKinney and Jeffrey Radke continue to fight it out up front. I have to wonder if Radke's even really making the effort to pass, or trying to just force McKinney to make a mistake here. Radke's got to run up top. Hey, good evening, Clay. Good evening, Russell. How are you guys doing? And great win last night by Clay Kirchenbauer in an 87 at Bristol Dirt. What an amazing race that was. Dalton McKinney is headed to pit road. That means Jeffrey Radke will have to come in soon, as will Wally Babb and Kevin Bernheimer. Russell, you had a great run going last night as well, buddy. Sean Long now up into 7th place, has picked up 12 spots in that 84 truck. And the points leader, Jeffrey Radke, is on pit road. He has given up the lead. The lead now goes to Jeffrey Vickery with Kyle Spees on the bumper. Wally Babb in 3rd, but how much fuel does Wally have? Joe Turkle now takes 3rd up on the high side. Wally right in the middle of the crowd. He drops to the bottom. Will he come in? Here he comes. Bernheimer comes with him. Corey Stoll is in. Richard Crane had come in and is on his way out. Kyle Spees, Jeffrey Vickery now battling for the lead. Spees up top. Dalton McKinney just ahead on fresh tires, trying to maintain the lead lap. Wally Babb now rolling. Looks like he's going to go a lap down here. Corey Stahl also rolling off pit road. He's going to go a lap down. David Scott is on pit road. And while they are just going at it everywhere like it's the last lap. Spees has the lead. Mike Miller now to 2nd. Ryan Johnson is making his way back up into 3rd. Jeffrey Vickery trying to hold him off. Looked like Bernheimer may have had a problem coming off that turn right next to Patrick Anderson. But Bernheimer is fighting back down on the bottom. Bernheimer currently at 21st, not on the lead lap at the moment, trying to fight his way back up. And looked like somebody was smoking, cutting the tires, coming through 1 and 2. Joe Turkle from on the back straightaway dropped from the high side all the way to the bottom. Oh, there is some banging right above. Joe Turkle is on pit road. One thing this race has shown, these guys are not afraid to use the body of that truck to get their way. Sean Long starting to march back forward in 7th, up 12 spots. Patrick Anderson played the strategy game, has now made his way back up into 8th. Speed still has the lead. Mike Miller and Jeffrey Vickery battling back behind. Vickery comes out in 3rd. Ryan Johnson hanging out in 4th. Starting to see some lap cars get mixed in with the leaders. They're just hoping for a well-timed caution. Joe Turkle is back on pit road. Could it be a penalty? Kyle Spees is in. Jeffrey Vickery is in. And about 3 different pit strategies going on right now. Mike Miller out front, last pitted on lap 7. Ryan Johnson right behind him, last pitted lap 12, and it looks like Mike is coming to pit road with Sean Long, Jeff Ramsdale, and Joshua McKinney. Ryan Johnson goes to the lead. Luke Smith currently in 2nd, came in tonight 3rd in points. The real question at this point is which strategy is going to work. And despite multiple different strategies, this field not spreading out nearly as much as what we would normally see here at Michigan. From the overhead blimp looking down at Michigan, cars coming off pit road. Ryan Johnson continues to lead. Brandon Keiger on pit road. Dave Gilbert now up into 3rd place. But the top 7 trucks all pitted on lap 12 should be hitting pit road just about any time. Mike Toomer now on pit road, as well as Brandon Keiger and Chris Edwards. Ryan Johnson up top has lap cars going underneath. Ryan looking a little out of shape coming through 3 and 4 as he aims it to pit road, and here they come. The top 6 trucks just hit pit road. Those were the last of the drivers that pitted on lap 12. Lead should cycle back to Jeffrey Radke with Dalton McKinney in second. And now we're starting to see the field spread out as Kyle Spees 4.5 seconds behind him. Ryan Johnson rolling off pit road. He won't be able to get back to the lead. He will, however, have fresh tires. Corey Stahl now in fourth, Kevin Bernheimer in fifth, Mike Miller in sixth, Jeff Vickery in seventh, Ryan Johnson in eighth, Jeff Ramsdell in ninth as they battle side by side with David Scott in 10th right behind. Sean Long in 11th, having just completed his pit stops. Kyle Spees has the freshest tires in the top 5 by 6 or more laps as he tries to run down. Caution is out. Mike Miller involved. What happened to Miller here? Oh, Miller looked like he got a little bit loose. The truck behind nowhere to go. He manages to pull it back up on the track and keep it going the right way, though. Great save by Mike Miller. And this is huge. Now who comes into pit road knowing that they're at the halfway point? And of those that come to pit road, how many get tires? Remember, they had only 4 total sets of tires here. Ryan Johnson is staying out. Mike Miller, Luke Smith. Ryan just on pit road 2 laps ago. Mike Miller, Luke Smith. Miller on lap 32 came in. Everybody that stayed out was in between lap 32 and lap 35. Let's see if we can get a word with our new leader. Hey, Ryan, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, a little bit of strategy playing out here. Does this caution help you or hurt you?
I want to say I think it helps us a little bit, me and Luke, for later in the race, depending on what happens here. I mean, we had like not even a lap on our tires and the caution came out, so I think it just helps us save because a bunch of people just pit and I'm assuming took tires, so I think we'll be all right. Yeah, our strategy is working out pretty well so far. I think we're going to have to make 2 stops to the end of the race from there, so I think we're sitting pretty good, and I don't think it hurts us. I think we're pretty good.
Well, it has definitely been interesting, especially as pit stop cycled through. The way guys have been coming through, and even people pitting on the same strategy, the aggression level's at like 11 right now, and I'm sure it's only going to get higher as the race goes on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what it is with the truck races. It seems I think everybody knows they have a chance, especially at a big track like this. There's a lot of drafting, but there's still a lot of tire saving. I know I destroyed my right rear on that first run, so gonna try to take care of it a little better on this next run and see what we can do.
Well, man, good luck. Hopefully the strategy plays out perfectly for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan Johnson in the lead. Several of these drivers only had one green flag lap on the tires. And a lot of these drivers that did hit pit road just now took fuel only. About 50-50 on tires and fuel. That's definitely going to come into play. And of course, we know there will be at least one, likely two more stops before this thing is over. Although based on the fuel, I think a lot of these guys can go the distance on one more stop. iRacing pace truck hitting pit road. Ryan fires, green flag back in the air. Ryan and Luke get a good breakaway right off the bat. Mike Miller in third. Joshua McKinney in fourth. Slides up. They get hooked up. Dave Gilbert now up 10 spots into sixth. Right behind Patrick Anderson. Anderson has been on a tear all night. Even when after pit stops, he is constantly moving forward. Old tires, new tires, it hasn't mattered. Outside line starting to form up, led by Keith Fonseca. Now Keith all alone coming out of turn two. It gets really close as Ramsdale comes up the track. Joshua McKinney dropping to the bottom, trying to take third from Mike Miller. Luke Smith, Ryan Johnson definitely loving this. Luke is now going to the lead. Dave Gilbert lurking back there in fifth. Mike Miller in sixth. Michael Gitchell in seventh. And it is a dogfight mid-pack. These guys not giving each other an inch tonight. And Kyle Spees just set the fastest lap of the race last time by. Definitely working that draft really well as he closes the gap coming down the front stretch. Oh, we got one getting loose. Michael Gitchell gets a little loose through 1 and 2, gathers it up on the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Kyle Spees just takes advantage, picks up several more. Corey Stahl currently runs in 13th, up 2 spots, starting to make some moves as well. Looks under Keith Fonseca down the backstretch. Corey, one of the drivers that pitted under caution, does look like he took 4 tires and fuel. Luke Smith continuing to lead. Ryan Johnson in second. Patrick Anderson has worked by traffic into third. Dave Gilbert battling with Joshua McKinney. Caution is out. On lap 45, caution comes out. Richard Crane involved. Coming out. Look like burn. Holy cow. Several cars involved. We talked about how loose these trucks can get. And Joe Turkle catches a big piece of it. Richard Crane ended up having to tow to pit road, his engine destroyed. Let's take one more look at this incident. See how many drivers got caught up in that one. Looks like about 3 or 4. Wow, Turkle really got it. Quite a few close calls there. We've got drivers back in. Joshua McKinney, Jeff Ramsdell, Michael Gitchell, Keith Fonseca, Mike Miller, Jeffrey Vickery, Sean Long, Kevin Bernheimer, Joe Turkle, Shane Ledoux, and Joel Brewer all on pit road. Luke Smith now takes the lead. Brandon Idger, meanwhile, successfully navigates the wreck in front of him and now gets waved back to the lead lap. Looking back through the field, some of the drivers, the majority of the drivers that hit pit road this time took 4 tires and fuel. Luke Smith has the lead. Ryan Johnson in second. Patrick Anderson in third. Dave Gilbert fourth. Points leader Jeffrey Radke in fifth. Kyle Spees in sixth. Dalton McKinney in seventh. Corey Stahl in eighth. David Scott in ninth. And Wally Babb in 10th. Looking at the playoff standings right now, points leader Jeffrey Radke currently sits in 5th place. Second in points, Kyle Spees sits right behind him in 6th. Luke Smith comes in tonight 3rd in points with the lead at the moment. Wally Babb comes in 4th in points, currently running in 10th. Outside that cutoff line that will become all important next week, Corey Stahl 5th in points, currently running in 8th. Jeff Ramsdell, who is 6th in points, back in 14th, excuse me. Dave Gilbert comes in tonight 7th in points, currently sitting in 4th. And Dalton McKinney at 8th in points, currently running 7th on track. Luke Smith up front will control the restart. Lights are out. We're getting ready to go back to green. Pace truck is in. They hit the restart zone. Green flag in the air. They are away. Luke gets a good jump, opening the door for Ryan to drop down to the bottom. He does. Luke jumps up high. Ryan follows him, trying to use that draft and stay together. Michael Gitchell on the move, up on the high side, closing in on Joe Turkle. Turkle had that big hit, but looks like he's got that truck back into shape. And Dave Gilbert on the bottom, trying to make a move on the top two. Ryan Johnson moves down the track, cuts the runoff. Spees takes advantage up top. Spees gives Ryan Johnson a big push right up to his teammate Luke Smith. Brandon Keiger has gone off track with 25 laps to go. Oh, Brandon in the middle comes across the nose of Keith Fonseca. He says, it's a truck, I can take it off-roading if I want. He does and saves it. Meanwhile, a three-car battle for the lead. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith currently have Spees blocked in. Points leader Jeffrey Radke still right there. Dalton McKinney making a move on the high side. Joshua McKinney drops down underneath Jeff Ramsdell down the front stretch. David Scott is on pit road. He has towed it in. His night may be over. Dave Gilbert currently sits sixth. Watching the battle ahead as Kyle Spees has now gone back to the lead, but Jeffrey Radke, the points leader, to the bottom. Spees and Radke still side by side. Luke Smith, Ryan Johnson still battling. Dalton McKinney trying to get by Dave Gilbert. There's Corey Stahl has caught back up to this lead group and has a bit of a run. But that lead pack is huge, and we have seen the draft work some miracles here tonight. Stahl drops to the bottom. He's got a run on Gilbert. And he is going to push from behind. Joshua McKinney right there with him. Patrick Anderson, big run. Oh no, Stahl gets a little bit of a bump. And saves it. He was wrecking through 3 and 4 and still managed to save it. Man, it does not get much closer than that. Stahl still in the lead draft, as is Josh McKinney. Both of them still in the fight. Meanwhile, Wally Babb now back up into 8th. Jeff Ramsdell 9th. Jeffrey Vickery in 10th. Kevin Bernheimer has been working his way back up into 11th. Michael Gitchell on the bottom, quietly picking them off one at a time. Jeffrey Radke has the lead out front. It's 3 wide off 2. Gilbert sees an opening, has the run, and takes it to 38, dropping back. Man, some close racing going on out here. Three wide, they're 4 wide back behind. Now they settled back into 3 wide. It's no big deal. These guys are trying anything and everything. Everybody is within the pit window. They can stop now and go the distance on fuel. Now comes the pit strategy into question. Who takes 2 tires? Who takes 4 tires? Who takes fuel only? As Kyle Spees back to the lead, 3 wide for second. Patrick Anderson now up into 4th. Dave Gilbert battling for 5th again with Ryan Johnson. Ryan was stuck in the middle just 2 laps ago and lost a lot of ground, just like our points leader's about to do. Radke stuck in the middle. It is getting really close. Off turn 4, Bernheimer on pit road for fuel. We may not be done with cautions yet, folks, the way this thing is going. Jeffrey Vickery, oh! Patrick Anderson is down on the apron, but manages to save it. Vickery up top. Looks like Dave Gilbert is setting up. He's coming to pit road. Mike Toomer also on pit road. Down the back straightaway, top 4 get single file. Jeffrey Vickery now up to 5th. Joshua McKinney in 6th. Ryan Johnson 7th. Luke Smith in 8th. Patrick Anderson, that awesome save, back in 9th. And Corey Stahl in 10th. Here we go, another group. Looks like they're headed in. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, Patrick Anderson on pit road. Final stops underway. And Ramsdale battling for second, trying to get back up to the front. Kyle Spees heads it into pit road. Dalton McKinney, Corey Stahl, Wally Babb, Sean Long, all on pit road. Ramsdale loose off. Oh no, we've got him turned around. Caution. Kevin Bernheimer sneaks through the chaos. Caution out, lap 62. Ramsdale gets to the front, but struggles coming out of 2. Radke nowhere to go, has so much momentum. Jeff Radke goes around. Kevin Bernheimer, though, manages to sneak through. And now the question is, who has not come to pit road, who still has a set of tires available? Joshua McKinney in the lead. Kyle Spees is the last car on the lead lap. He will be waved around the pace car. Should also see one lucky dog driver come by here shortly. And here come the lead lap cars onto pit road. Joshua McKinney, Jeffrey Vickery, and Michael Gitchell. Jeff Ramsdell is in. Keith Fonseca, Dave Gilbert. Ryan Johnson pitted just a lap before the caution. Jeffrey Radke has had a problem under caution. I think Radke ran out of fuel. Let's take another look at that and see if that is the case. Does sound like Radke is out of fuel. He's weaving the truck back and forth, but just cannot go the distance. The points leader, that is going to be a huge hit. His points lead over Kyle Spees, just 3 points coming into the night. Spees about to be back on the lead lap. Ryan Johnson now scored as the leader. Several trucks coming back past the pace car, getting back to the lead lap. And what do you say? On the restart, we get loud one more time tonight. Once the pace car hits pit road, we'll hit that button. You guys turn the volume up. I'll shut up and we'll crank it up. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith will be up front. Ryan in control. Pace truck about to drop in. Be right at, or just under 10 to go. When the green flag drops, we're going to have a lap of crank it up here, folks. They extended the caution. Not sure what happened here, but the caution was extended. They will go green next time, and we're still going to crank it up. They'll get the green flag with about 8 laps to go. Everybody is good on fuel. Most of the trucks got tires on their last stop. It now becomes a question, who is the freshest, because there is a wide variety out here, and who can utilize what they got. All right, folks, here we go. It's crank it up time. All right, 7 laps to go. Luke Smith up front. Jeffrey Vickery, Ryan Johnson battling for second place. Several cars starting to make their way forward. Joshua McKinney on the bottom. Jeffrey Vickery seemed to have lost some momentum there. He is dropping, and Keith Fonseca is on his way. Here comes Kyle Spees as well. They're trying to get 5 wide. They're 4 wide as they head off into turn 1. And here we go. Gilbert gets loose into Spees. Spees saves it. And Corey Stahl is there to capitalize. Corey Stahl picks up 3 or 4 spots through 1 turn. Sonia Yikes is the understatement of the day tonight. That was nuts. Keith holds on to it, but Spees right back to his bumper. Joshua McKinney up on the high side. Michael Getchell has worked his way up into the top 5, just quietly sneaking up. And caution is out. We've got a big wreck out of 2. Corey Stahl is involved. Oh, Stahl gets loose. Spees carrying all that speed. Oh, my goodness. Brandon Kydra, who has had no luck tonight, gets caught up in it. And it looks like Kydra's truck is done. And it does look like we are going to end up going to a green-white checkered. Things are going to get even more aggressive. So Luke Smith still in the lead. Ryan Johnson now has second. Michael Gitchell in third. Joshua McKinney in fourth. Dalton McKinney in fifth. Kyle Spees in sixth. Jeffrey Vickery in seventh. Keith Fonseca in eighth. David Gilbert in ninth. And Wally Babb up to 10th. Sean Long in 11th. Joe Turkle in 12th. Mike Miller in 13th. Mike Toomer in 14th. Patrick Anderson in 15th. Several cars on pit road. Everyone in the top 10 changed tires between lap 61 and lap 64. 3 laps difference. Will it be enough? Michael Gitchell, Joshua McKinney, Jeffrey Vickery, and Keith Fonseca and Dave Gilbert all stopped on lap 64. They all have the freshest tires out there. None of the drivers that were on pit road just now took tires. Hey, I appreciate it, Kevin, but I'm not hungry. I had dinner when I got home, buddy. You can have the sauerkraut. I'll take the sausage. Pace truck leads them out of turn 2. It's green, white, checker time. Down the back straightaway, the last shot for most of these drivers. Remember, next week we go from the big track here to the little track at Iowa and the next round of eliminations. There's so many Kevins. Pace truck is in. This could be the final restart. They fire. Green is in the air. Luke Smith quickly pulls out, opening the door. Ryan Johnson shoots to the bottom. Michael Gitchell now up into third, but Joshua McKinney a run up top. Oh, we've got a wreck out of 2. Keith Fonseca's caught in it. Joshua McKinney, caution. Joe Turkle, oh, a big one on the backstretch. A lot of trucks involved in this one. Out of turn 2. Oh, Michael Gitchell tries to carry the momentum. Doesn't realize McKinney is up there. Keith Fonseca tries to get through the gap, but McKinney clips him. Gets in. Oh! Keith, wow. Joel Brewer also caught up in this one. almost makes it, shooting the gap. Joel Brewer ended up in the infield. CJ, again, I think yikes is the understatement tonight. Man, that got crazy. And that was a lot of trucks. Fifth on back, changing the top 10 dramatically. Luke Smith, Ryan Johnson, Kyle Spees, Dalton McKinney, and Dave Gilbert still in the top 5. Jeffrey Vickery up to 6. Wally Babb 7th. Sean Long now 8th. Mike Miller in 9th. Mike Toomer in 10th. Patrick Anderson lurking back in 11th. Shane Ledoux now up to 12th. Jeff Ramsdell in 13th. Corey Stahl in 14th. And points leader Jeffrey Radke has fought his way back to 15th. So we're going to get another green-white checkered here tonight. Joe Turkle, Michael Gitchell, both on pit road still. Keith Fonseca, minimal damage, does not look like he came in. I stand corrected. Keith did come in for repairs. Joshua McKinney looks like he also came to pit road. Of course, Joe Turkle on pit road. Turkle has had zero luck tonight. Got caught up in just about everything. Lights are out on the pace truck. We may be getting a single file restart here. Does not look like the drivers are getting side by side. It does look like we are going single file on the final restart. Nobody that was on pit road took tires, just repairs. Luke Smith will have the advantage and control the restart. Pace truck is in. Luke Smith protecting that high side. They cannot pass down below until the start-finish line. Green flag in the air. Smith gets a big jump. Now they start diving low as they go off into turn 1. Dalton, Kyle Spees underneath Ryan Johnson for second. Dalton McKinney coming along to give him a push. Luke Smith way out front, quarter second ahead. Patrick Anderson down on the bottom fighting his way up into the top 10. They're side by side everywhere as they come to the white flag. One more time around and Spees has a run. Luke Smith moved high to block, couldn't get him. Spees totally pulled a Days of Thunder move there. Oh, now they're playing down the back straightaway. Luke Smith has the run on the bottom. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line. Smith on the bottom, Spees on top. 3 trucks behind. Does anybody have the momentum? Down to the line on the bottom. It's going to be Luke Smith at the line. Ryan Johnson comes home in second. Kyle Spees finishes third. Dave Gilbert comes home fourth. Dalton McKinney in fifth. Wally Babb holds on to sixth. Sean Long seventh. Mike Miller eighth. Mike Toomer in ninth. And would you look at that? Despite being in that final incident, Keith Fonseca comes back to finish 10th. Wow, what a wild end to this one. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with Kyle Spees. Hey, Kyle, it's Doug up in the booth. You got me?
Yes.
Hey. That last couple of laps for you, man, there was some Days of Thunder moves going on there, especially right after the white flag.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fun finish to the race.
Yeah, that move to the high side, he moved to block, you shot to the bottom, but it just had the better run off of turn 2. I know you tried to defend it, but, man, it was still one heck of a battle there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming out of 2, I was trying to block him down, and I figured if I gave one more block, it was just going to get turned. So I gave up on that one. And then come to the line, I thought we were going to get help from Ryan, and he chose the middle as well. So it was just 3 wide to the end, and we got third. So still a good finish. Fun battle.
Well, man, a great job tonight. A great fight all night long. Congratulations, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Spees comes home in third. Ryan Johnson finishing in second. Give me a second to find him. Ryan, congratulations, man. That was a hard-fought second place. That last restart, things got a bit wild there.
Just a little bit.
Spees thought he was going to come with, you were going to come with him to give him a hand, but, man, you just jumped to the middle, and everybody was going for it coming out of 4.
Yeah. Luke got a really good restart. I didn't. And then I was doing everything I could. I mean, try to work with teammates and help them out. And then once it comes down to the end of the race, it's like, everybody for themselves. And I was just riding outside of Spees, and I think it was McKinney. I could be wrong. We caught Luke, and they were battling back and forth, and I didn't have a run, so I was just kind of watching. And I pushed Spees, and then he got a run on Luke, and then they made a move, and I was like, well, I guess if I have to choose, I think I would go with Luke and teammate. And yeah, I didn't expect that coming into 3 and 4. The Spees came back up the track, and I was like, well, I guess I'm pushing him again. And then I saw an opening in the middle of 3 and 4 where I could just ease down just a little bit to try and help Luke out, and holy cow.
Well, man, go catch your breath. That was a hard-fought podium finish, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
And finally, our winner. Luke, that is an impressive celebration for the win, man.
Thank you.
Reverse it for 2 whole miles around the track.
Yeah, I took that celebration from Ryan. He does that. But, I got to give that one to Ryan. That man's a dog.
Oh, man, you got it done. Obviously, that restart was a big help, but that battle there at the end with Spees, you guys were going at it pretty heavy. I honestly didn't know that if you guys would be able to finish the race the way you guys were going at it.
Oh, I didn't know either. I was honestly, you know what they say about blocking, one swipe is good, two swipes, you're probably going to get turned, and I know that I took like 1.5 swipes on the front stretch, so I kind of half expected to get turned because I hesitated on my move, but then on the back stretch, he did one swipe, so, he took me all the way down to the white line, it's all good. I got to his inside, and from there, it was just a drag race, and I had Ryan and Dave pushing me from behind, and I was able to squeeze it out for the win.
Well, it definitely paid off at a big night in the points as well. You get ahead of Spees, you finish ahead of Radke, closing up the points going into Iowa. Man, with 2 races left to go in the season, you are in a great position.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to some of my better tracks.
Well, hopefully we'll see you back in victory lane, man. Congratulations, an awesome, awesome win tonight.
Yep, thank you.
And that was a fun race tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Don't forget, you painters and graphic designers, go to the Facebook page. Look for that pinned post. Get in the competition. Monday morning, GT3 NSS returns. Monday night, 3-wide Gen 4. Sunday morning and Sunday night. Monday night, that huge announcement you're going to want to tune in for live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.